Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Coach Micheal Burt. I just got 2 minutes this morning. I'm about to head over and speak at the Accelerate Generational Wealth Conference in Nashville, Tennessee. But I was thinking this morning, on my morning walk, I've already touched, tagged, followed up, messaged. I've already set in wheels potentially millions of dollars of business because I did one thing. Jerry Dale Nettles, I initiated. See, I want you guys to understand the word initiate means to start, diva. See, I was telling my wife this last night. What's up, Melanie Mayo? Neil Forrester, good morning. I'm going to call you too, Neil. At some point, get your feedback. Where you going? The word initiate means to start. That's why I like the word activate on Pray Drive. Initiate means to send a message, follow up with somebody, send a video, do something that will move you toward your B. So many people play in a defensive posture, Freddie Blanton. They wake up and they wait on something to happen, man. See, what you should be doing is texting strategic partners, videoing people, following up, stimulating your sales team, coming up with ideas that'll generate revenue. What you should be doing is you should be moving and initiating. Now, question is, why don't people do this? Why don't people activate and initiate, Julie Smith? I don't know if it's they don't know how, or it was never taught to them to play offense in life versus defense. But literally, most of my day is spent just initiating conversations, initiating ideas, initiating a strategic partnership, and following up to see that partnership through to its conclusion. See, I got the 505 behind me. This is where the new greatness factor is going to be. This morning, I was initiating a conversation with the gentleman that owns it. And all I said was, good morning. Good morning. He came back and said, indeed, it is a good morning because we got the approval to close on your property for the greatness factory, coach. See, initiate, activate, follow up, and see it through to its conclusion. That's what you should be doing, folks. Not waiting on something to happen. So let's make a little deal with each other. Let's go out today and let's make something happen. Let's create something. Let's follow up with somebody. Let's send an idea. Let's go, you know what? I think we can do this. I think we can put a deal together today. Who's in for putting a deal together today? Who's in for making some money today? Who's in for following up and seeing something through to its conclusion today? See, this is the world we don't live in. The world we live in is slow. The world we live in is people wait for something to happen. That ain't the world I live in, folks. Okay, so I want to challenge you. I'm headed over to speak at the Generational Wealth Conference, 9-10 this morning. I'm not waiting on anything. I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to find some new business. Because it's in the room. It's in the room waiting. It's got to be activated, folks. You guys have a great day. Let's go. So, if you study Hormozi, $100 million offers, which everybody should, he talks about serving a starving audience that has purchasing power in a growing market. See, there's certain criteria you're looking for. And the exact example he uses in that book is, if you had a hot dog stand, does it really matter how good the hot dogs are if you're serving hot dogs outside of a bar at 2:30 in the morning? See, what is his point there? Right? Y'all got a hot dog outside a bar at 2:30 in the morning, haven't you? Now, here's the deal. Here's the deal. His point, right? Because you go down to Nashville, late at night, Nashville, you go out to get a little hot dog stand outside the bars. Now, here's the point. The point is the hot dogs don't have to be that great when you have a starving audience. So the reason I'm telling you this is because I look for neglected problems that are starving audiences. They're starving for something. And I just test the concept to see if it's would people come to this concept? So if I'm selling a boot camp at some point in the future, I may do a 3-night free webinar series, 3 back-to-back-to-back nights. I may do 21 straight days on Facebook on the same concept. And then tack on a webinar, 3-night webinar to help promote the concept. And then I test that concept to see if people are interested in it or not. Right? It's all part of the promotion cycle to sell the event. But those are all considered showcase events. Okay? So a showcase is literally your ability to showcase your talent in front of other people so they could see it. So there's paid and non-paid showcase events. Okay? If you came to me and said I could put you in front of 1,000 people this Saturday, I may say, okay, what time do I need to show up? Because I know with 1,000 people, roughly 16% are going to be open and inviting to the concept. So to me, no matter what you're doing for a living, no matter what you're doing in here, I love the showcase event. But I like bringing people in the side door, not always in the front door. Okay? Now, the health coaches many times do these concepts called health and hope nights. And I like the concept, but if I was trying to get in better shape, I don't know if I would go to that concept. Now, if you said double your health, double your wealth, I may go to it. If you said how to build, maintain, and protect your confidence, I may go to it. If you said, right, habits of the top 1% of money earners in the world, and one of those habits is you work out every morning, I may go to it. But when you try to come at me linear, my brain does this. My brain's like, all right, they're trying to sell me something. The concept has got to be strong. Okay, like me and Dr. Elko right now are doing habits of the top 1%. There's 5 habits of the top 1%. And I could take that in any industry. Okay? And these are proven habits of the top people in the world. Scientifically proven. So that's an interesting concept. So he and I may do a 4-week series. That's Saban's psychologist at the University of Alabama, is Elko. He and I may do a 4-week series called Habits of the Top 1%. Right? Or we may do a free Zoom on Habits of the Top 1% to sell a 4-week series, to sell a boot camp on the back end. So everything's leading to something else. In my world, in the speaking world, it's called a value ladder. And the value ladder is you come in for free, then you buy something cheap, then you buy something more expensive, then you buy something more expensive, then you keep going, and there's always something somewhere for you to go deeper. But I got to find some way to do what? See, I do concerts here at this lodge. Like last week I had Ty Herndon. He was really good. He's a country artist that was really big in the early 2000s. And there was a party here, and we have this little roster of artists we bring in to do concerts. And I was bringing in major artists there for a little bit. And I had a billionaire come twice to the concert. And he from Silicon Valley, moved to Nashville, and he got invited somebody, and then he came to the concert, got to spend time with him. And he's like, man, this is so cool, just having these concerts here. This is such a cool way to bring people together. He said, this is the most fun I've had since I've been to Nashville. See, that's a connection. See, I may not sell him my coaching. I may go back to him and say, man, I'm raising money for greatness factories around the world. Would you like to be in, or would you know somebody like to be in? So what I'm trying to show you is when I'm bringing people in the door, it's any way I can get them in the door. If they want to come in for a concert, come in for a concert. If they want to come in to learn something, they come in to learn something. Okay, now in May, I'm bringing in the founder of Priceline, Jeff Hoffman, and we're calling that Dinner with a Billionaire because he sold that company, and Priceline's worth $104 billion today. He created Priceline. So, I wanted to spend time with him, and I'm like, how could I spend time with him? All right, why don't I just bring him to my lodge? So I called his agent, said, how much would it cost? He said, this is how much it would cost. I said, great. I just want to negotiate one thing in there. He does a 2-day boot camp on how to scale companies. And it's typically 12.5, something like that. And I said, I'll bring him to the lodge as long as I get a ticket to that boot camp for me. And he said, done. So he's coming in. We're going to do Dinner with the Billionaire. The Hunting Club members get access. Then I'll sell tickets to that, like $4.97. And you can come in and spend the evening with the founder of Priceline. That's a cool concept. Okay? So what is that? Showcase. See, it's just a showcase. Okay? So what I'm trying to get you guys to think of is how do we bring people to the party? We got to have something that they're attracted to. And going out and just trying to sell your services to people is really hard. It really sucks. Trying to convince a person they need to get in the gym, even when you know they need to, or sell their house by auction, or list with you, or right? It sucks to go out and try to have to convince people to do this. So my strategy is attracting these people to us by concept. Okay? By concept. All right. What questions do you have on this part so far? Now, let's go to work on our planning. Look at our little days. Now we got another thing. We got a showcase here. Look at all these things we got to do all day, every day. Very specific things. I got a hit list. I got a farm club. I got a red zone. I got my level 10s. I got my top 25s. I got my blue Marlins. I got my new clients. I got my showcase events. Now, if you go out and do all this stuff and you don't get any new clients, there's something bad wrong. There is something not working with your product or service if you do this many things to generate new leads and you don't generate new leads. Something is not working right. Okay? But we're not finished. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strategies to generate new leads. Now, if you had to pick, and so I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to have you, if I told you had to pick 4 primary strategies. These are 4 things that you are committed to doing every single day that are up here on this board. Which 4 would you choose? Because I fully understand that you may say, man, I don't have the bandwidth to do all these. But you could say, there's 4 primary strategies I'm going to use. So I'll go first, and then you guys can talk about it at your table. With me, I'm always going to be, this is going to be a primary for me. Typically, the hit list of initiating is a primary for me. The red zone is a primary for me. And the top 25 is a primary for me. Okay, and I'm going to actually come back and show you one on this. So if you said to me, Coach, you can only pick 4, these are mental strategies, but these are action strategies. Like, these are things that keep my mind straight. Is everybody with me? Mm-hmm. These are actions. So if you said I could only choose 4 actions a day, I would choose for sure showcase events, for sure red zone, for sure hit list, and for sure working my top 25. That would be my 4 primary strategies. And primary means you do them every day. You do them every day. Okay? So, Wendy, when you were talking about the way your people are categorized in your system, you could very easily go back and associate some of these names with the way your system is already built. Like your red zones, like your salespeople should be able to say, man, these are people that are red hot.